Along with Carrington Harrison, Josh Klingler, Chiefs OTAs, as we get set for week 2 coming up. But we're through 3 days of OTAs, and still kind of the biggest storylines, I think, involve John Baldwin and his progression. And also, what exactly is Eric Berry? I think we've seen a guy that's kind of evolved over the last several years and looks like he's in a new kind of position again this year.
Yeah, definitely. He's a guy that, we talk about playmakers on this team. I thought last year what this team lacked was 3rd and 7. Who's going to get you off the field? Who's going to make that play? Who's going to force that turnover? And they don't really have that guy. You got a guy like Justin Houston that can get to the quarterback. He's not necessarily a turnover guy. I think the best guy suited for that role is Eric Berry, and he's been a little bit of a disappointment to me because coming out of college, I thought he was going to be an Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu type of guy to really wreak havoc on offenses, and he hasn't done that yet. So this season, now coming off the knee injury, having a full season behind him in year 3, he's a guy I expect to take a big step forward and get closer to being that type of defensive playmaker.
He's also talked about learning a number of positions. So while he's listed at safety, it looks like he's going to be a guy that moves around a lot.
Yeah, he's a guy that I don't necessarily just want to do one thing. Like I talked about with Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu, the beauty of those guys is they could just fly around the field and make plays, and I want that ability open for Eric Berry where he doesn't necessarily have to play 15 yards back off the line of scrimmage. He can come up in the box and make plays because so far in his career, he's been a lot better in the run than he is in pass coverage.
And the defense has been praised by Andy Reid for flying around the football so far. It looks like a team that's going to really try to emphasize getting to the football and creating turnovers.
Yeah, that was one thing Andy Reid talked about today back in Philadelphia with Jim Johnson. They were a attack the quarterback type, a blitzing type team. I expect that type of mentality. We had Derek Johnson in the studio when he talked about that he was going to be blitzing a lot more, and this team finished 29th in sacks last year. I don't got to tell you, that's not very good. This team needs to find a third pass rusher after Justin Houston and Tom Bahali.
Week 1 in the books of OTAs. Back at it on the field next Tuesday. For Carrington Harrison, Josh Klingler, 610sports.com.